Well, big story coming out of Game 6 was Steve Kerr calling out the officiating crew. It cost him $25,000. Steph Curry also $25,000 for throwing his mouthpiece. It's the second time somebody involved in this series had been fined. Tyronn Lue a couple of games ago. We go down to David Aldridge, the soon-to-be Hall of Fame reporter who's been covering this series for us. DA, you've been covering a lot of these finals, a lot of the playoffs. How much gamesmanship is involved with the comments that Steve Kerr made the other night that an MVP should not get the type of ticky-tack whistles that he had the other night?
Well, Jared, obviously, it's the well-known tradition of working the officials, working the refs. Steve Kerr played for Phil Jackson, who was one of the greatest at all time, at coming in after a Bulls loss in the playoffs and blaming the loss completely on the referees and the officiating, and they didn't let us play, and they didn't let us do this, that, and the other. And you're trying to influence how the refs call the next game. Steve Kerr was not talking about the 6 fouls that Steph Curry committed in Game 6. He was talking about the holding and the grabbing that the Cavs are doing to Steph, disrupting him from getting to the spots he wants to get to offensively. And that offense that Golden State runs, as we all know, is predicated on movement without the ball. Both Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are very good at it. That's why they are as outstanding as they are in terms of getting shots off and quality shots in that offense. So he's trying to get the refs' attention. Hey, they're holding their guys, and we'll see if it works. It usually does.
Well, Steve Kerr's got another big decision to make, and maybe one that the medical staff may have to make for him, and that is the status of Andre Iguodala, who clearly was hobbled in Game 6. What are you hearing about last year's Finals MVP status for Game 7?
Well, obviously, we'll find out in a few minutes when we have our availability with the Warriors, but he was hurting. He was not moving at all. He left the game, went to the locker room to get treatment. You know, his status for Game 7 may be up in the air, but obviously I expect him to play. I mean, I think it's going to be very difficult for him not to play, but the question is, can he play at 100% defensively? Will he have the lateral mobility to stay in front of LeBron James? That's key to his being able to defend LeBron as well as he has, or as well in spots as he has throughout the last 2 years in the playoffs. So we'll see. He just came through a few minutes ago, and he's got his head down. He's not really talking right now, but we'll find out in a few minutes where he is. But I'd be shocked if he didn't have a visit between now and tomorrow with some medical personnel to make sure that he's on the floor for Game 7 on Sunday.
Well, DA, it may force Steve Kerr to throw out his third different starting lineup in 7 games of this series. We'll check back in with David Aldridge a little later on today. But now we go over to the Warriors, the Cavaliers side of things here. Kristen Ledlow covering Cleveland, who is trying to end this 52-year professional sports championship drought. Some injury concerns as well, as Brent Barry was talking about. Kristen, what's up with Kyrie Irving's foot?
Yeah, kind of lost among LeBron's greatness and back-to-back 41-point performances is Kyrie Irving's injured left foot. In the second half of Game 6, he stepped on Festus Ezeli during a pick-and-roll with Tristan Thompson. He still, though, recorded 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Coach Ty Lue did say after the game that he tweaked it a little bit. Kyrie was also asked about the injury, and he said, "I'm good." Now, he is expected to receive treatment on that foot leading up to Game 7 and be available to play. But, Jared, I will talk to him shortly, and I'll have more of an update then.
All right, we'll check in with you, Kristen. Thanks so much.